Welcome back to the show. We are excited to have Elizabeth Vetter here joining us. Excited to talk to her as an owner of a CBD Hudson. We're excited to have her here from Prescott to talk more about obviously the amazing work she's doing and even now offering cannabis parties. I'm excited to talk to you more about this and, of course, find out your background and discuss more about these benefits that CBD Hudson does provide. Welcome to the show today. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much. Excited to have you here. To start, just give us a little overview about, your company and what it is you do.
Well, CBD Hudson is we opened it actually 5 years ago on Friday. So we call it, instead of an anniversary, we call it a birthday. So
Oh,
CBD Hudson will have its fifth birthday this Friday. And it's been a ride. It's been a ride. And what's really nice is the amount of people that we've helped along the way. There's a lot of people that is just starting to get into the CBD world or even the THC world or cannabis in general. And there's a lot of education that we can
yep.
give. There's a lot of insights that we give. And yeah, it's
No,
been a
you're
ride.
great. Well, you're based out of Wisconsin, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. And does that mean you're licensed to operate in just Wisconsin and sell or other states too?
Just Wisconsin at the time. Minnesota just became legal, and a lot of people are asking me if I'm going to
Yeah.
hop border, and I'm like, I
I just read
don't
that
know. Oh
on
my
the
God.
site too. Oh, speaking of website, how do we contact you? CBSHudsonWI.com, CBDHudsonWI.com. Is that the best form
Correct.
of contact for you?
That is, you can message me there, you can call me there, whatever you need. We're here to help.
Beautiful. Before we get into specifics about what you offer, and by the way, you have, is it two different locations?
I do. I have CBD Hudson, which again is going to be turning 5 this Friday, but I also have CBD Prescott, which I just signed my another year's lease, so I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations on that. Let's find out though a little bit about you. Give me background where you're from and walk me through your life journey and how we got here to opening up the shop and helping people in this facet.
Oh, I've got stories.
Oh, I want to
Um,
hear the stories, don't we all?
Your life is just a story, one long story. Crazy story on top of that. So I'm originally from Durand, Wisconsin. And actually one of my cannabis lines is out of my own hometown. And then I went to college in the cities. I actually got my degree in television film. So I don't know how somewhere in there it went from film production to store owning. I
Okay.
Yeah, life had a different plan for me. So one year, it was actually the 15-year class reunion. I reunited with a friend
Wow.
there that used to be a friend in high school. And we reunited and we were wandering around Durand telling each other that how much we've ever
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to own a business. And all of a sudden, 6 months later, she's like, Elizabeth, we need to talk. And I'm like, no,
Wow.
I'm gonna. And she holds up, I saw on Facebook, she holds up a keys to a store in Menominee. I'm like, congratulations, that's just a little bit too far of a drive for me. I have children, and I'd just be
Wow.
on the road more than I would um at at home with her at the time. And then 6 months later after that, she's like, Elizabeth, we really need to talk. And okay, you got my attention. She's like, we're gonna open a second store. I'm like, oh yeah, where? And she's like, in Hudson. I'm like, you did that on purpose. She's like, I sure did. So and then so that's how CBD Hudson came around. And then 2 years ago, I was walking my children downtown Prescott, and I saw a for rent sign in the window, and I was like, and I peek my, look in the window and I'm like, what would I do with a
Yeah.
storefront that size? It's a huge store. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but nobody lets go of downtown Prescott.
Wow.
So I at least put my name and number in, and she liked me, and all of a sudden I have a lounge. CBD Prescott is actually a lounge.
My goodness.
So yeah, so that's how they both came kind of about. Just crazy story.
Amazing. Well, let me ask you about now, further details about the offerings you have and tell me a little bit about CBD. People get confused of what's legal, what's not. You do it for obviously there's recreational purposes, there's medical purposes. Could you tell me a little bit about CBD and the products that, are you growing them or are you making them? How does this whole process work? There's so many questions I have.
Certainly, yeah. Well, so um CBD is more of the medicinal side of things. It can help. Unfortunately, it's not a cure, but it can help with like anxiety. It can help with sleep. It can help with pain. I never advise anyone to step away from their doctor, please. But it can certainly help. And then as far as my edibles go, or I did get my grower's license, so I could grow. I am thinking about it, having a small farm. It just the market keeps changing where I haven't had the chance to actually put that license into play quite yet, but
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I do have, it's kind of a funny story too. I do have a gummy machine, so I could be making my own edibles, but the demand, I can't keep up with demand. So I have to send
Wow.
my stuff, yeah, I have to send my stuff out at the moment, but I do keep all my stuff as local as I can. I have some good friends out, I carry carbon cannabis out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, and they are lovely enough where they're a bigger company, so they've been making my gummies for me.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, and then I one of my one of my guys that makes my dog treats, he is right out of River Falls. Like I said, I try to keep everything as local as I can, and keep it within Wisconsin, even Minnesota. Um, and I will be
Wow.
asking him to make some of my gummies as well.
Hey,
So,
tell me about the gummies. What are they good for? What do they do? I mean,
oh, I got
calm me
what you're
down. What
looking for. Like,
anxiety,
anxiety.
stress.
I do have a lot of gummies for anxiety. There's when people come in, we like to kind of feel you out a little bit. We'll listen to your story. And if it's, like if you have a sleep issue, we'll recommend more of like CBN because there's different cannabinoids. Like the plant has over 15, or I'm sorry, 115 different cannabinoids to the plant and that we know of, and they each can do amazing things. Like I said, CBN really good for sleep. It's kind of been linked to helping with like epilepsy, and anxiety is a good one for that
Yep,
one. CBD is going to
I'm
be more of
sure.
like hybrid. Sorry, I could go on.
No, no, it's okay.
And there's also CBG that's really good for like gut health.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Hmm.
this is pretty fascinating because gut health is one thing. People with distended stomachs, I have serious gut issues. I've tried everything medically, and there's nothing wrong with going the right way through the medicine doctor, but sometimes things don't get cured that way. We need alternative treatments, and I'm a firm believer in this.
Right. And then, well, like I said, what you get from your doctor and then you get from us, I mean, you gotta talk to your doctor too, but you know, a lot of times it's just if you're having like a really bad day, or like some days are just worse than others, have a gummy and take the edge off. You know,
Yeah.
it's really good that way too. You know, there's a lot of people who take it daily. There's some where it's and there's no real wrong way. So you just kind of got to find your serving, and when you find it, it can work quite quite well.
Love it, love it. Well, at this time of the show, we must remind everyone how we can reach out to you. Could you share first and foremost all forms of contact?
We love seeing everybody's face. So by all means, come into CBD Hudson. We are at 1015 Pearson Drive, Hudson, Wisconsin, right behind the Buffalo Wild Wings, or Prescott, Wisconsin. It's right across, like right downtown, right across from the Prescott Tap. Again, so we love seeing everybody's face. We love getting to know you. But you can also reach out at cbdhudsonwi.com. You can find us there as well.
All right. And then also there's a whole bunch of more things. I saw today on the website that you're just announced doing these private events. There's weddings, obviously, parties. Can you share a little bit about this?
Oh yeah,
Bud tenders. I love this.
we
Uh,
bud
that's
tender.
the greatest term, like bud tenders. That's it. Brilliant.
Right. We've done a few and they are so fun. You know, it's been taking a little bit for people to wrap their head around the idea of even coming into a CBD store. So we'll come to you. If you're really uncomfortable, you can get a group of your friends or family and you pick a spot, and we kind of have like a questionnaire of what you're most interested in. We'll bring that along and we'll talk about it. That's the more of the cannabis parties. And of course there's sampling and,
Uh-huh.
and then we're there to kind of guide you along too. And then as far as bud tending, we've bud tended events, mostly weddings, lately, where just like the bar at the wedding, we do the same thing. We have flights. I didn't, I hated going into other dispensaries and you have to buy a container, like 10 or more. And
Uh-huh.
if that brand didn't work for you, what are you supposed to do with the other nine?
Yep. Waste.
So we have flights in the stores, and when we go to these events, we have flights where you can buy just one gummy at a time if you want and just try it out and see if it's something that you like. We also do that with the flower too, where you can 1 gram at a time. You can smell it, you can touch it, So we like to give people that option and to know what they're getting into.
No, absolutely. I get it. And, you've been doing this for quite some time. You have expertise in this. And so when people call you or come to the store, is it just, how many people is this operation, involved? Who do we go to directly? Do we speak to you? We have
Oh,
questions or?
if you, my Prescott staff, we're a little new. So I'm mostly at my Prescott location to get
Okay.
them kind of, but and they're knowledgeable too. But my Hudson staff, they are so
Hmm.
knowledgeable. I think that they surpass me at this point, that they know everything. I have a headache and then they'll have a pre-roll for you. Here, you want this,
Got
or
it. Yeah.
they'll just pull something right out for you that they know should work. Everybody is so different that I can't say it will work, but um we'll definitely find something. But yeah, that Hudson staff they're phenomenal. They're a phenomenal.
Beautiful. Good, good, good. Again, Elizabeth Vetter joining us here. Excited to have her here and happy to bring us the products that we love. And, you mentioned the education of the CBD is very important. And clearly, she and her staff have this knowledge and, really helping so many. So hold on. What else about, your products do you want to recommend? And specifically, did you want to talk about some, I read on the website you had this delayed response release capsule before.
Oh,
What
yes.
what are some of the products that you recommend
Oh,
that may be good for
yeah.
first timers?
Well, okay, so a lot of people are starting to just get into CBD, and you know, it's a new world for a lot of people, and we
Hmm.
do very much understand that.
Yeah.
So we have some things that are what's considered broad spectrum, which means there is no THC in it whatsoever, just
Oh,
CBD.
and explain that to us too, about the THC and what, yeah, yeah, what some
Right.
has, some doesn't. Yeah, thank you.
Right. So some do. We like to
Mm,
keep an eye out for our for the lack of better words,
of course.
I'm a lightweight, so but our like those people who have a job that won't allow them to have THC in their system, we have something for them. It's THC free, so shouldn't shouldn't have a problem with that. We have some with just minute amount where it's called full spectrum. So it's not enough to get you high, but it's there because these cannabinoids they do a better job with a friend. So, and then we have like more concentrated THC, so like 10 milligrams per
Okay.
gummy. We go all the way up to, I have a 25 milligram drink, I have soon a 25 milligram gummy. Well, actually, I have a 50. So we have something that have no THC in it whatsoever, all the way up to extremely potent. So we can find your spot. Oh, and those time release capsules are fantastic. They are THC free. May, they're from BioSpectrum right out of Madison.
Okay.
And you can take one right in the
Ah,
morning, and every couple of hours, it will release a little bit of CBD as you go throughout the day, and it'll last up to 12 hours. That one is one that does not sit on my shelf for very long. I'm ordering that constantly.
interesting. I love to hear it. Now, what about, do you offer, you mentioned the gummies, you mentioned these pills. What about like tinctures?
I have tinctures. Same thing. I have anywhere from, like I said, broad spectrum, so no THC, all the way up to Um, well, Delta 9 or is a THC. It's a
Mm-hmm.
component of THC, which a lot of people get confused about. They think they think Delta 9 is a synthetic, which it is not.
Okay, I get
I
confused myself. I'm learning.
my staff and I we don't do synthetics. There's no synthetics in my store. I'm super picky on what comes in. And I just can't sleep at night knowing I sold someone junk.
Got it.
So,
Perfect. I love the
um,
honesty behind the
yeah,
brand as well.
yeah. And then, um, yeah, we just kind of just keep going. Tinctures, yeah. So tinctures, the Delta 9 is a little trickier because it's hard to keep that one a little bit more in compliance. So I don't really have so many THC tinctures as of right now,
Okay.
just because they're a little bit harder to keep in compliance.
Perfect. Well, I'm excited that you're here to talk more about your products and, of course, all those that you're helping benefit from. Again, the new cannabis parties too. Check them out, cbdhudsonwi.com. And again, we're here speaking to the owner about all of our amazing, products. So the Delta 10 you mentioned, there's the 8, there's the 9. There's also, hold on, CBD for pets. Tell us about that.
CBD for pets.
I love
Yes.
that.
Oh, yes. I have a 10, 11-year-old German Shepherd, and
Ah,
she's had hip problems since she was young.
mm,
And we give her, and then of course I went out and got she's probably 3 now, but I got a husky puppy. Now this German Shepherd has to keep up with that husky.
aw, of course.
Um, but some CBD treats, and she's able to get up and move around with that husky pretty easily. I can't exactly Willow the husky, she's still just a puppy, so that high sometimes it takes a little bit more than just one to get her to come down, but I found, and cats can take them too. I had, horses can take them as well. There's a lot of horses around here that, take CBD treats
Ah,
as well. For same reasons that people do.
yeah,
Pain, anxiety, it can handle all that as well. I
absolutely.
My shepherd was a rescue, and we give her CBD treats to handle all the people when it gets people-y.
Amazing. Well, we are just about out of time. Would you mind sharing all the ways we can reach out to you one more time? Thank you.
For sure. You can reach us at cbdhudsonwi.com. Again, I'm more than happy to ship to
Okay,
almost
love
anywhere.
this.
Um, we love seeing your face though. We really do like to get to know you. So you can visit us at CBD Hudson is in Hudson, Wisconsin, right behind the Buffalo Wild Wings. Chipotle is also in my backyard. So um, and then CBD Prescott is right downtown on Broad Street, and it's right across from the Prescott Tap.
Awesome. Thank you again. And on social media, can we find you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Just CBD Hudson, CBD
Perfect.
Prescott.
Thank you so much. Pleasure getting to know you today, meeting
No,
you, and hopefully we will get to chat again. CBD Hudson WI, exciting. Reach out to Elizabeth. Again, she's the owner, Elizabeth Vetter. And thank you for enlightening us today. Appreciate it.
no, thanks for having me. It was quite fun.
Same here. Hope we do it again. And if we do, you could share your screen next time where we can see some of the products you offer. And yeah, I would love to hear that and talk about some of the, your customers and some of the testimonials too. All right. Sound
Oh,
good?
definitely.
Thank
Definitely.
you, Elizabeth. You have a fantastic day.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.